There's a fourth way to organizational flourishing, and it is proactive mode planning. Now, I don't know about your company or business or nonprofit or whatever you call your organization, but many never really get around to planning the future. We just live in a mode that I would call reactive mode. I know that may sound insulting. It's not meant as an insult, where we're just responding to what's incoming. And in fact, over time, if we're successful at being in reactive mode, we will end up in firefighting mode, where we are just fielding things all the time, and it's hard for us to even keep up with what's coming at us. Well, in the Eisenhower Matrix, which is not one of the sequels, by the way, to the Matrix series, in the Eisenhower Matrix, that would be called the urgent. And the urgent, it's a good thing to respond to, but you know what's even better than the urgent? The important. That's also from the Eisenhower Matrix. Thank you, Ike. The important represents those things that when we do them, really good stuff happens. In fact, it might even be that things get easier in the future, or that the future we wanted to reach becomes more possible and we get closer. But just responding to what's incoming does not actually get you there. You have to shift out of reactive mode and into proactive mode, which doesn't just mean you're only doing things that you want to. It means that you are focusing on what's important and moving it forward. And in that mindset, proactive mode planning is all about planning the future in a thoughtful way within the healthy level of agency that you have, but in order to act on it and move forward into that plan, into that future, and not just to let the future happen to you. Now, here at Align, we go about proactive mode planning in a fun way. We actually start with the opposite end of the future than most people tend to start with, and that's on purpose, and it's also delightful. But I encourage you to think, does our organization plan? Even more importantly, at the end of that time period, let's say the year that that plan was meant to represent, do we move our plans forward? Is that something we've gotten good at over time? Because plans are of very little value. What most people refer to as planning is everything. By the way, that's another quote from our friend Eisenhower. So if you are interested in the future being even better than the past, if you are interested in making something more true than it is today, if you are interested in getting out of firefighting mode and reactive mode, proactive planning is the way to flourishing. And I hope you can tell it's not just moving you out of reactive mode. Anything that you're wanting to become more true in the future can happen to the extent that you get good at the practice of planning and moving your plans forward.